All right, today we're going to talk about Zapier, what it is, what it means to you, and why we're talking about it with Review Harvest, right? So when we're sending out review requests, it's really important that we can get integrated with your system. So your CRM, your booking system, your invoice system, whether it's QuickBooks, Zola, Fair Harbor, Customer Factor, all the different apps and softwares that are out there. It's really important that we can get integrated so that when it's time to send a review request, we can automatically get the customer information and we can automatically request that review to save you hours every single day, every single week, right? You don't want to have to come in here and manually upload contact data every day or every week. And so it's important that we get that integration. So if you, in your Review Harvest dashboard, you log in dash.reviewharvest.com and you click on integrations. When you click on integrations, you can click on add integration up here and you'll see a list of our native integrations. So these are integrations that you can just either click on sign in and connect to Review Harvest directly because we're an approved app, or you're able to just paste an API key from your account, this WorkEase or Sleep and Go account, and we're talking to each other directly there. So it's really easy integration. With Zapier, this basically means we can still get connected. It's like digital duct tape, as we call it. We just have to go create a free Zapier account to do that first, right? And so think about Zapier as the digital duct tape of the internet, right? That something happens in this app and we want this app on the other side of the internet to know, we can connect them, right? So we have a trigger step that says, if I have an invoice paid in QuickBooks, I want to send that information to Review Harvest to request a review. So you can go to zapier.com/apps and you can look for your app. So let's see if they have the customer factor. Customer factor, you can see the customer. Boom, the customer factors. They have over 8,200 apps in Zapier, so there's a good chance they have your app. So obviously, we can't just build out 8,200 integrations overnight, and so it really makes sense to have a Zapier integration to make it really easy for you to set up an account and send information into Review Harvest automatically. So what you want to do is you want to go to zapier.com and you want to create a free account. So it's totally free. You get up to 100 actions every single month for free. So that means you can send in 100 contacts to Review Harvest automatically. And so if you're on if you have higher customer volume than that, and it's going to be like $19 a month, and if that's an issue for you, just reach out to us. We can build it in our Zapier account. We can save you a lot of the actions. But for the vast majority of you, it'll be totally free. You don't have to worry about it at all, and you'll have full control over it in your own Zapier account. So once you log in, it's going to take you to, once you create an account, it's going to ask you some questions about your business. You can just skip through all those, and it's going to take you to a page just like this. When you're here, you want to click on Create, and you'll click on Create Zaps. So these are the automated workflows. These are the automations that we build. They call them Zaps. So we have two different actions here. We have a trigger step, and we have the action. And so the trigger is what's going to fire it off, and then the action is what's going to take place after that. So we'll continue with the customer factor as an example here, but you could find whatever it is. So you could use Zola, right? If you use Zola for booking, or you could do QuickBooks Online. So we could look up QuickBooks Online here. We could see every single app is going to have a different set of integrations. So for example, with QuickBooks Online, it might make sense to do new bill payment or new customer. That might be the best time to send the review request, right? And don't worry about it being perfect timing, because if you send, let's say you get a new bill payment, but you want to wait a day or 2 days to request that review. No worries at all. You can do that in the Review Harvest dashboard. You just come to request scheduling and you can automatically wait 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, a week, or right away. In the dashboard, you can just adjust the setting here. We recommend right away or within a few hours for most businesses. Let's just continue with the customer factor example. So we're typing the customer factor to find our app. There it is. We'll click on it. And now we want to select a trigger event. So this is where you have to think about how your business works when you want to send this review request out and figure out what's the best timing. So estimate accepted, that probably happens before the job's even done. So that's probably not right. We probably want to use like job completed, not new customer, not new estimate, not new invoice, maybe new payment. If they pay after service, that'd be great. But we probably want to do job completed. That makes the most sense. And then to sign in and connect your customer factor account, because we basically have to connect your customer factor account to Zapier, so Zapier can then send the data to Review Harvest. We have to connect these accounts. There's two different ways that it's going to prompt you to connect to different accounts. For example, with customer factor here, if you click on connect a new account, it's going to ask for an API key. So an API key is going to be found in your dashboard. You're going to have to go to your settings. You're going to find integrations or connections or third-party apps or something like that. And then it'll give you an API key that you can just paste in here. If the other type, it's going to be what's called an OAuth or like sign in or whatever, where it's not going to ask for an API key. It's going to ask you to sign in with your email and password, which is a lot easier normally, right? But in this instance, it's an API key. So what we want to do is we want to go to the customer factor and we want to connect. We want to find this API key so that we can connect these apps. So here I am logged into the new version of the customer factor. What you want to do is you want to find integrations, settings, something like that. So we click on my account and boom, we have integrations right here. Awesome. So it takes you directly to the Zapier integration page and it gives you this API key. So you can copy this API key and then we want to take it back to the Zap that you're creating. You want to click on select. It'll say sign in for you. For me, I have multiple, so it's just asking me to select one. But you're going to click on connect new account and it's going to open up with this place to paste the API key in. So boom, you just paste the API key in here, and then it's going to prompt you to connect. So you click on connect, and once you do that, it's going to be connected right here. You'll be able to see the account. And now we want to continue, and it's going to pop open where you can test the trigger. So you can test it. We want to make sure that we have a job completed. Sometimes if it's a brand new account, you might not have any jobs completed. You might not have completed this trigger before. Like you might not be closing out jobs. So it's not going to bring any sample data through. So you need to go close out a job and then click on find new records and make sure it's bringing some sample data through, because that data is going to be important so that we can map it in the next step to kind of tell Zapier and Review Harvest what field is which, right? So we can see we have job data. You can click on this arrow. You can see it's pulling through the phone number, the name, the email, etc. So we can click on continue with selected record. And then from here, it's going to pop open to select the action. This is the app that we're going to use for the action. Let's do Review Harvest. Review Harvest. There we go. And we want to choose an event. It's just going to be send review requests. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to select or connect an account. And so to now get the API key for Review Harvest, what you'll do is, you're going to click on connect account here, and you're going to go back to Review Harvest. You're going to click on integrations right here at the bottom. You're going to click on add integration. We're going to click on Zapier. And then you'll see this is the video you're watching right here. And you're going to say, yep, you have required consent to message these people coming from your CRM. You're going to click on create Zapier integration. One thing to note is that if you have multiple businesses attached, if you're a multi-location business, you can map certain integrations to certain things, right? So we have Sam's Soft Wash here. If we have Sam's Pressure Washing, you can choose a Zapier integration that goes to Sam's Soft Wash, and you can choose a separate integration that goes to Pressure Washing. You can also have one integration going to two different businesses. That's also going to split it. And so we click on create Zapier integration here, and it's going to give you this key. So you can show it or whatever, but you just want to copy it right here. And then we're going to take it back to Zapier, and we're going to click on, you're going to click on connect a new account right here. For me, it's down here. And then you're going to paste this API key in. So boom, we're going to paste that API key in, and we're going to continue. And so when we continue, it's just going to pop up right here. We can see that the account's selected. And now all we have to do is click on continue and map the fields. So we're not just going to type in the information from this person that's jobs completed or in the sample data that pulled through. We're not going to type that in. We're going to map the proper fields. So to do that, we have to click on this plus sign, and you see this says mobile phone number. So we want to find the field that contains the mobile phone number. So you can see customer cell phone is the field that contains that. So we're going to click on that, right? And so now next time when a new job's completed, under a new contact, it's going to bring in a new phone number. So that's how it's dynamic. Every single time it's different, bring in the new contact info. So for first name, we're going to click on plus here, and now we're going to map first name. For last name, we're going to click on last name and map the last name field. And for email, we're going to click on plus again, and then we're going to map the email. So you can see here, there's no email data for this contact. That's fine. You still want to add the email field right here, like the actual column, the field, because next time, if the customer does have an email, then they'll be able to be added. The email will be able to be added as well. And now let's say that your CRM, your booking system doesn't separate the first name and last name. We give you the option to add the full name here. So you can just add the full name and we'll separate it out for you. And then from there, you just click on continue and we click on test. And then what you'll see happen is if we go to the dashboard, the contact section in your Review Harvest account, and we just refresh your page, we can see that boom, Walt and Lori are added to Review Harvest, and they'll be getting review requests soon. And so I'm just going to delete their contact now just by deleting it there. And remember, if you are using the Zapier integration, there's a good chance we're not going to be able to pull all your previous clients automatically. So it's very important that you go to your CRM, you export a list of your customers. We have training on how to do that. You export a list of your customers with a CSV file, and you upload the CSV file here so we can slowly reactivate that customer list and get you a big boost in reviews very quickly. But now that you can see this integration is here, you can manage or delete this integration in the future if you need to. And the last step is just to click on publish and make sure it's turned on. And so you'll see this toggled on, perfect. And you can just title it something that you'll remember. So you can just title it like Review Harvest or something. And boom, you're good to go and save. So that is how you connect your CRM using Zapier to Review Harvest. No matter what it is, there's 8,200 different apps on Zapier, so there's a good chance that yours is on there. If you have any questions at all, you're having issues, you're running into a roadblock, you can't find your app, whatever it is, click on this green button down here to contact support, and we'll get back to you immediately. So you can ask Finn, our little AI agent here, it's going to give you an instant answer. If, for example, you're trying to integrate with a specific system, just type the name in, hey, how do I integrate this with Zapier or whatever, and it might pull up a great answer. It might be a bad answer. Just click on, let me get in touch with a human, or let me book a support call or whatever, and we'll walk you through it on a Zoom call together to make sure you're integrated, make sure things are set up properly the first time so we can start getting you a whole bunch of reviews. We're really excited to have you on board.